Good evening, folks. This is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Wednesday, February 7th, 11:28 p.m. Mountain Time, 2018. You're looking at the solar minimum sun with a sunspot, active region 2699, sending off a major, in these times, C8.1 flare just about 18 hours ago. So this is the most solar activity we've had at the solar minimum sun in months, and it's pretty exciting, and we'll get to it in a moment. And that is a heads up. Potent winter storm targets Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. Significant icing and a quick freeze up coming out of the watchers. Winter Storm Liam is the name. Brought a mess of snow and ice to the plains, south, Midwest, and Northeast the last 48 hours. Whoa, that's trippy. Let's look at that. Bang. So don't drive this fast in these conditions unless you want to die. Winter Storm Liam spread snow and ice from the plains to the south to the Midwest. That's everywhere. And Northeast, February 6th to 7th. We can see the run through here. Danielle Banks is back with a little better outfit. Heads up, Philly, New York, Albany, Buffalo, all got pummeled with a little bit of snow. This is a small event. Difficult travel conditions were observed in some of the major cities in the Northeast. The heaviest snowfall blanketed the interior Northeast, while lighter amounts fell in the Midwest. Ice accumulation in the interior Northeast led to slick travel conditions, and we saw accumulations up to almost a quarter of an inch. Broken tree limbs and some other power outages. Liam slickened a swath of the plains, Midwest, and south February 6th before going on to blanket the Northeast with snow, sleet, and freezing rain on the 7th. Now, snowfall amounts in the Midwest were generally in the 1 to 4 inch range. Northern Illinois, including Chicagoland and Indiana, lower Michigan, western and central Ohio, and western Pennsylvania. The snowfall helped Erie make its boom. Erie has officially broken its Pennsylvania all-time snowfall record of 149.1 inches, which is now the snowiest season to date in Erie, Pennsylvania. And there's a gorgeous picture of Lake Erie frozen over, and now this is a really good, there's Danielle back with her outfit. The moo-moo is back on, and she's going to just show us how much snow there is and how much bigger it is than her actual dress. Look at the size of it. The pile even covers her dress, which is amazing because it's only 149.1 inches so far, which, if you divide, is a lot of snow. 12 feet at 144. On your mark, get set. And that's a boom. A snow boom. And that's a kayak. When you get more than 5 feet of snow in less than a week in Lake Erie, you go for it. Look at her. Look at the way look at that. It's amazing. Boom. Totally snow boomed. And you learn to make the best of it. God, I hope they have liability insurance. So we'll leave you links to that if you want to watch it. Heavy snow, extreme cold predicted for northwest Montana. This just coming out. Up to 24 inches of snow could fall in Marias Pass this week. A weather system bringing deep snow and extreme cold is taking aim at the area around Glacier National Park, where they claim the glaciers are melting. Boom! Oh, grand solar minimum much. The combination of wind and snow is raising concern for avalanches across the region as the glaciers melt in the national park because we're all burning up. The Flathead Avalanche Center reported Wednesday that the slide danger was considerable because things are so considerably warm in Glacier Park, especially in areas where the glaciers are melting. The Avalanche Center Director Emeritus Heinrich Pichel said, officials are primarily worried about the fact that people think that the glaciers are melting and slab avalanches could probably kill them. And that's a heads up. And that's what's going on in Glacier National Park. Record snow. Recapping record snow in central Ohio. Let's talk about Columbus. It's not uncommon to see snowfall in the month of February, even after Al Gore told us we're all burning up for decades. In fact, we typically get 6.1 inches in Ohio. But the snow that dropped early today was enough to make it the snowiest February 7th in Columbus in all of recorded history, which is really ironic considering we're supposed to be burning up. And that's a boom. because they're full of it. Not everyone had a lot of snow. Some had a good amount, but all of it was more than was predicted by every single person in the climate community. If you remember, we're supposed to all be burning up. One of the major concerns with this system is that it came blah, blah, blah. Okay, record snow. More snow forecast. Wow. That means more records and more snow forecast. And guys, it's not the end of the winter. Not the end of the winter. It's only the beginning of February. A record-setting weather day today in Alabama as they got totally fluxed. Look how dark the skies are. Cloud nucleation much. Anniston and Tuscaloosa set the daily rainfall records today, but several other areas got a hell of a lot of rain. This potent weather system through Alabama Wednesday and set several records in the process. Come down here and take a look. Here are the record totals up to 4 p.m. for Alabama cities. 2.05 inches Birmingham, Dothan 1.51, Huntsville 1.1, Shelby County Airport 1.6. Had this been a snow event, you guys would have been buried. But that won't happen till next year, or maybe later this month. We'll be watching. BC interior hit hard by record-breaking snowfall. We predicted BC to get record-breaking snowfall about 2 weeks ago. And they got record-breaking snowfall. Oh my God, I wonder how that worked out. I wonder if we looked at some graphs and stuff and knew that the sun's activity was waning and that the predictions coming out of the CMIP 6 model are dire. And we also have information about the past. That's funny that we actually looked at the science and the history and we got information and predicted the right information. Oh, BC is hit by record-breaking snow. Parts of BC's interior have been hit hard by snowfall over the last few days. Williams Lake in particular is struggling to keep up with the removal of this snow. On Monday morning, Williams Lake woke up to a record-breaking 25 centimeters of snow. February has started off as a very interesting month, said Lisa West, meteorologist with Environment Canada. West said the entire month of February normally sees only 21 centimeters of snow. And we got 34 when we woke up. It's not warm anywhere. Extreme cold warning for Saskatoon, Meadow Lake. Estevan. The warning was issued Wednesday morning for Saskatoon, Meadow Lake, with those areas experiencing minus 40 C wind chills. Environment Canada Dave Bagley said the entire province is experiencing below normal temperatures. Let me repeat that. The entire province is not experiencing global warming. But a few areas have a little bit more wind, resulting in a heck of a lot more cold. Oh, man. I must be cherry picking this data from around the world. Oh, heavy snowfall in Paris shuts down the Eiffel Tower. Just 2 weeks after abnormal rainfall caused the Seine River to raise to levels back in the centennial minimum. Heavy snowfall shuts down Eiffel Tower weeks after historic flooding, after drying out from near record rainfall that swamped Paris last month. The French capital awoke this morning to a white blanket of snowfall, thick enough to shut down the Eiffel Tower. That's a boom. Snow boom. A Paris snow boom, Eiffel Tower boom. Record snowfall causes transport chaos amid more snow. Look at the bikes covered in snow. How is anyone going to get a loaf of bread in these conditions? Are they kidding me? Record snowfall levels like a half a centimeter on the seat have caused serious transport issues. No one can ride their bikes, as 25 departments remain on orange alert from Metro France. And drivers are asked to not use their cars, so they can't even use their bikes. This is a tragedy. My God, what happens when it really gets cold in France? We'll never know because the internet will probably be down. Fresh snow falls as England and Wales record the coldest night of the year. Temperatures reach 9.9 C, minus 9.9 C in Cumbria, and minus 10.1 C in the Highlands. This is not even close to record levels. Once these numbers hit minus 20 C, we will be in record territory and we'll actually be talking about very cold nights. So these might be minor records being set, but the cold is not really set in on England yet, and that's a heads up. It will be coming, but maybe later this winter and during the snow booms, but probably not till next year or the year after when we get down into the 20 C range in England. But we might see minus 15 C this year, and that's the prediction. Japan, record heavy snow hits the Sea of Japan. We've been covering this for days. We showed you a video yesterday, the military coming in. I have more reports of people being stuck in vehicles for over 48 hours. The record heavy snow is continuing to disrupt traffic and people's daily lives along the Sea of Japan. And this is real snow. Real deep, dangerous snow. Kaga City in Ishikawa Prefecture had 1.94 meters of snow as of 8 a.m. Wednesday. That's meters of snow. 1.34 meters in Fukui City, which we reported on last night. The heaviest snowfall since 1981. And weather officials warn that the snow will likely continue until Thursday today, and vehicles may get stuck. Really? Thanks for telling us. So when the snow gets deeper than vehicles can move through, they get stuck? Well, thank you. Nightmare! PyeongChang to be the coldest Olympics ever. Well, welcome to Korea, folks. It's the Winter Olympics. We need it to be cold. We got to sled down those hills and all that. It's the kind of cold a few Aussies would have never experienced. A relative balmy -8, which may play a part in the bookmakers Ned's listing Australia as 1,000 to 1 outsiders to top the cold medal tally. Heads up, Australia. You love the warm, but it is going to be the coldest Olympics in winter history. Sounds chilly. Taiwan earthquake toll update, 9 dead, dozens missing. I saw 256 injured and up to 50 missing, but we'll see. The building teetered Wednesday after its first floor collapsed. People have been pointing out that this is near a subway station here. This is a good picture of it. Here's the lower platforms. Clearly it's hollow in there, and that is crazy. And they got it chalked up with an aluminum ladder here and an I-beam. Thank God. I mean, I feel so safe. Now, this is an earthquake swarm. We talked about it yesterday, about it potentially being an uptick in activity, and this is not the major quake. And then this is coming out from National Geographic. What's an earthquake swarm and is one hitting Taiwan? I'll leave you links to this. And thank you, National Geographic, for watching our program. That's awesome. Check out the seismic uptick. It's because the sun is acting crazy, and it's getting a little active, so I think the lithosphere is reacting. Here we have a 5.6 in the Greenland Sea with the mid-ocean ridge activity. Pretty nice uptick here out in Fiji. And we have had a major 5.2 aftershock in Taiwan. One was listed at 5.7. Apparently it's this, downgraded by the USGS to 5.2 today. So that must be the quake in question. But a lot of moderate activity globally. We have a 5.1 here in Chile. Here in Mexico, a 4.6 kicking off. Some activity in the Caribbean. And we still have the stacks of aftershocks here in the Kodiak area, which is in the 4 range and not really dropping off. So this is an interesting scenario. This should really be waning, and it's kind of coming back. So we're going to be watching the Kodiak area maybe for an uptick in these earthquake swarm, and maybe we'll be getting another major shock in this area. Or it could be a precursor to activity in Cascadia. Because you can remember after the major quake up here, we had some lithospheric displacement here along the transverse here. So this could be setting up something down here. That's a heads up. We'll be watching this. These are all shallow aftershocks though. So I don't really see anything to really raise my attention except this ongoing activity here near Iceland. Here's another 5.6 in the Greenland Sea, which is the largest quake in note today. Lot to cover. Scientists at Costa Rica study high seismic activity at Tenorino. This year, the activity has been increasing since January 9th through the date. The area has been affected by earthquake swarms that registered 505 events in different magnitudes, the strongest ones registering between 4.5 and 5. Now, remember, it's a 5.2 that kicked off the VEI 5 Mount St. Helens eruption. So this would, once we get in the 5.0 range, near a volcano that's a violent volcano that's awakening, we start to worry. So this is why scientists in Costa Rica are starting to worry. Folks, but this is just the beginning of the uptick. Just the beginning. And that's a heads up. 7 up. Worldwide volcano news and updates. Fuego, Reventador, Turrialba. We got Fuego, volcanic ash advisory, volcanic ash emission around 8. Turrialba with ongoing volcanic ash emissions. We've just added this to the list, so it's been continuously active for almost 72 hours now. Guys, if you're using this page and you want to learn about the volcanoes, just come down here where it says more about Turrialba and click it. It gives you all the historic data. Reventador today, ongoing volcanic ash emissions. So here we're learning. Fuego, Ducona, Reventador, Turrialba, Mayon, and Sabancaya all coming in yesterday and overlapping our last video. It's a heads up. Let's get on. This is a lot of information. It's going to get a little bit interesting at the end because we like to pick it up at the end. NASA plans to use the next big volcanic eruption to cool the Earth. Well, thanks, NASA. Just like they're going to smash a small van into the next meteorite that's coming to hit us. Studying a powerful explosion could reveal the secrets to poison the population. And this is an idea that has existed on the fringes of science for decades, and they've been doing without your written consent. But now they're actually going to start telling you about it and reveal the lie, which has been hidden right in plain sight. And it's the lie of geoengineering. So here they claim that they're going to study the next volcanic eruption because a geoengineering approach would use high-flying jets to spray similar chemicals into the stratosphere to help us cool the Earth. Apparently, they didn't look at the CMIP6 data that comes from NASA themselves, which are well aware the Earth is cooling as of the new model. So I don't get their nonsense. The truth is hidden in plain sight, and you're being lied to. It's a big cover-up. It's a disinformation campaign. And if you're just joining our channel, please put your seatbelts on. There is so much to understand. Let's come over to the sun. We started by showing you the C8.1 flare, the largest activity in months coming off of the solar minimum sun. Here is the sunspot in question that they've been talking about. Active region 2699. Yesterday we reported on it as being beta gamma. And look at what it's listed at. Oh, Oppenheimer Ranch Project knows what they're doing. It's beta gamma DSO. Exactly the same way it looked yesterday, and now it's another uptick. C flares at 40%, M flares at 15%, exit 1. So we're looking for an M flare tomorrow or in the next 24 hours as this turns closer Earth facing and to keep the seismic uptick according to the linear progression. So let's go to the X-ray chart. We're at X-ray flux 1 minute data. You can see it's been quite quiet, but now it's coming above the B range again. Go to the 5 minute data, and you can see that C 8.1 we're talking about 18 hours ago. And just last night we were discussing the C1 that happened 18 hours ago. And if you draw a line, there's a linear progression of uptick. So at any moment we should see an M3, which might be happening as we're speaking, as the next step up in the linear progression, which will take this sunspot from beta gamma to beta delta gamma or delta. We didn't know because we didn't really go diagnose it. Let's see how the sunspot itself is evolving. So if we come over here and just click on 2699, we can come to the magnetogram. And we can diagnose it. But real quick, let's do a quick video run through of the evolution of the sunspot. This is the HMI continuum. And you can see right before the M flare how this is spreading and evolving here. And that's where the magnetic mixing is happening, right towards the end of the progression. Let's jump through to it. Watch the spot evolve here. It is amazing. Look at this dynamic motion. Here's the Earth scale. These are gigantic magnetic phenomena. Penumbra and umbra on the surface, commingling in fantastic ways. I'll leave you links to the Helio Viewer HMI continuum of this spot because it is totally trippy. Hillary Clinton, we'll get to her. Back to Solar Ham. So let's get back to the diagnosis of the sunspot. They currently have it at beta gamma, which we said it was yesterday, and it is now. Same way. Here's blue, here's red, here's blue, here's red. There's a little blue popping up here, several areas, in a major red zone. This type of mixing is very conducive to flaring, and it is continuing to advance forward. We can see the magnetic field lines here are becoming further and further extended up. This is a very active region, and the intensity is increasing. And here on the magnetogram, we can see the composite. It is definitely increasing. And we also see C went from 15 last night to 25 at the end of the video. And now in this video, it's at 40, and M went from 1 to 15%. So this is a definite uptick in a 24-hour period. We'll be watching this because in the next few days, this is going to be more and more Earth-facing. And we're looking for the event to send us to hell, so to speak. So a Carrington-style flare off of this sunspot is very unlikely, 1 in a million currently. But a major sunspot that could cause some perturbations in the grid is hovering around 50% right now. So that's a heads up. And that's why you're watching the channel. So in the next 3 days, we could see a grid failure flare come off of this at any moment. And that would just have to be in the high C range because our magnetic field is waning. And a high C flare on an equatorial sunspot Earth-facing in this area, which happens in the next 24 to 72 hours, could be a snow boom. Because it could intensify a blizzard if we got a geomagnetic storm at the surface of Earth during a major storm. So we're going to be watching this all come together, maybe in a storm of the century in just 5 days. And that is a heads up. Let's talk about this nut. Hillary Clinton says women will bear the brunt of climate change looking for firewood. This is an oxymoron, and this is more planting words and brainwashing. She's saying that climate change now involves looking for firewood. Well, doesn't grand solar minimum involve looking for firewood? Since when does global warming involve looking for firewood? Now, Hillary Clinton told a group of college students in Georgetown University that global climate change is sexist and misogynistic. I think that, Hillary, you are the most misogynistic human on Earth. It's going to force women to bear the brunt of looking for the food. What planet is she on? Looking for the firewood. So in her future of global warming, there's no food or firewood. But any scientist or farmer will tell you if it gets warmer with more carbon dioxide, the plant biome is going to be excellent and no one will need firewood. This is the exact opposite disinformation nonsense. And it gets more crazier. Looking for the place to migrate to when all of the grass is finally gone. All of the grass is finally gone? Is she in 3rd grade? What the heck is she talking about? As the desertification moves south. So in global warming, the deserts move from the north to the south, according to Hillary Clinton. That makes Hillary Clinton the dumbest human in the world. Because if the earth was warming, the deserts would move north. So clearly she's an idiot and a puppet, and she misread something, or whoever wrote her script is a total D-bag. So you have to keep moving your livestock or your crops, according to her, towards the equator. But they're burning up in the intense heat that we're now seeing reported in North Africa in the Middle East. Hillary, it's been snowing in North Africa. There's 3 to 5 feet this week, and they closed 50 roads in Morocco. We just reported on it. But according to her, they're burning up in intense heat in North Africa, where there's roads closed because of intense snow. This woman is so far from reality. Look at how evil she is. She looks like she's possessed by the devil. Oh, she is the devil. I mean, I have no idea how they get these satanic puppets to hold office at the high levels, but they're all part of the problem. They're all shills. They're all paid off in millions, in this case, billions of dollars, to do whatever the multinational corporations tell them to do. You lie now because you're my puppet. Do my work now. This is a scumbag. Our sun is about to get unusually cool. Researchers now predict. Well, for almost a decade, plenty of us have been predicting the drop-off since solar cycle 22. If you're just coming into the phenomenon, the mainstream just realized that their teal-green model, CMIP5, was a little off, maybe 200 to 300%, because we didn't add the sun's effects, and we're sorry. So now they're well aware of the cooling, and Hillary Clinton is still saying Morocco is burning up. Here is the future. This is a biodynamic survival shelter. Completely self-sufficient. Can work in a desert environment up to zone 20. Using the cooling effect of the earth as free air conditioning. And the thermal mass of massive water catchment. Rainwater storage. And thermal sinks to have perfect environment for living. A photovoltaic array which will last for 30 to 50 years. Could be powering your iron Edison battery bank, which has an unlimited longevity. Recycled materials will be abound, and the cost of building a structure like this will be minimal, especially if you have help. The majority of the cost of a structure like this is labor. And then you have to pay for skill if you don't know how to do it. But anyone can build a completely airtight structure if they start thinking differently. You have to think like water. Think like wind. And then you can start to adapt to your natural surroundings using permaculture principles. You can wander into forests and you can look at animals that are sick, feeding on plants, and learn where the plants that have medicinal properties are. That's how they found Osha, the natives in my area, which is the most medicinal plant in the high alpine environment. It sells for a lot of money for small tinctures. These are the type of knowledge, this is the type of knowledge and information you need to gain to be self-sufficient and reliant in the future. I want to thank all of our new Patreons who reached out to support our project. I want to thank Christian Westbrook, Ice Age Farmer, who flew out here yesterday and hung out with me all day. It was one of the best days I've had in years, hanging out with a like-minded person. He felt like a brother to me, like I've known him my whole life. And I really appreciate the visit. It took me away from my endless toil. Be safe, everybody.